Hey guys, welcome back to Disattractions. We are here, still renewed. So, you all still keep tuning in, and we keep talking to you about random nonsense. And today, we got a heater of an episode for you.
Heater.
Because I don't know about you, but I miss Disney World. It's a cool place, and I miss it every day of my life. I make cereal, and I go, man, I miss Disney. So, I can't even remember the last time I ate cereal, but that's besides the point. Today.
So yeah, going off of that wonderful start, today we have
two things today.
we're doing
One,
two things.
we are pitching our idea of what the new Indiana Jones ride is going to look like, since it is replacing Dinosaur. Dinosaur has 2 weeks left. Maybe I should book a ticket tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see.
Bro, it must be nice to live that close enough where you can book a ticket.
Well, I would still live 18 hours away.
Better than like 42.
That's fair. And we are going to pitch our idea of what a good Figment ride would look like.
A good Figment ride. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And on the doc, I mean, I don't know. Do we want to start with Indiana Jones and then go into Figment?
Yeah, I think we should start with Indiana Jones.
All right.
Number one, rest in peace, Dinosaur. We love you.
Yeah, I guess this is a little bit of an honor segment that we're gonna have here. Just saying, Dinosaur is great. It's gonna be very missed. Don't know how Indiana Jones is gonna play into animal conservation, but you know,
whatever
Disney, you know.
A terrible feeling. This ride is going to be mid.
Yeah.
Weird feeling that this thing's not gonna work, but I hope I'm wrong.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's the Indiana Jones ride over. I know you don't like it as much as everyone else does. Yeah. That's one of your hot takes, but I think it works for where it is.
Yeah.
Versus, I mean, right, this is when IPs were really like outside IPs were really starting to get into the parks was through Star Tours and Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And so I think it fit for where Disneyland needed it to be, and I think it works extremely well for Adventureland. Do I think it works well for Animal Kingdom? Hell no.
Yeah, well, like what is other than snakes?
Other than like there's animals sometimes in it.
I guess, but
like it's the only thing they're going off of is it's jungle green. That's like that's what they're going off of. They're using their big brains.
Guys, when I think of South America, I think of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Disney is now just like we said before for the longest time. They're just trying to go for the big IP stuff. They don't even try to think twice about where they're putting things anymore.
Hopefully this time around, right? If they may build a boulder, it'll be in one space. It won't fly off somewhere. Goodness.
I don't know.
It's crazy. Anyway.
So
I had a crazy idea.
Well, what's your crazy idea for the Indiana Jones ride?
Indiana Jones, like I told you. He's gonna randomly fight dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like Indiana Jones versus dinosaurs. We're gonna get into this like archaeological dig, but it's like Jurassic Park, and he's gonna be like, "Guys, I didn't realize, but dinosaurs are still alive here. It's like Journey to the Center of the Earth, and there's dinosaurs."
That'd be wild.
So reuse a lot of the same dinosaurs, but the narration is through a Harrison Ford type, but not actually Harrison Ford because he would never voice it.
No.
But like the guy's like. Literally at the end, he goes, "We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. We didn't make it," and then you get eaten by a dinosaur.
Yep.
Cool. It'd be kind of cool.
I think it's funny.
Oh, what?
I was just gonna say that's funny because there's a lot of like. I mean, obviously it's a joke answer, but at the same time, it's like. I can see them Disney being so cheap as to be like, well, we got all these dinosaur animatronics. We're not gonna do anything with them.
Yeah. Look, I think it would be kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm not saying it wouldn't be. It'd be fun. What are the chances you think that it's just straight up gonna be a copy from Disneyland?
There's a good chance.
I was like, is it gonna be? If it is straight up copy, then what's the point?
Yeah.
It's like at that point, you just took down something completely unique to create. A copy of something that already exists. I
Yeah,
don't know.
like, what are we
But also,
doing?
how relevant is Indiana Jones? They made the Dial of Destiny, but I heard that was
It flopped.
yeah. So how relevant is Indiana Jones? Are they too far in to say yeah? Well,
Yeah, I just kind of wonder if they pitched that idea before Dial Destiny came out, and they're like, "Yeah, Dial Destiny's gonna hit, man. People are gonna love that." And
I think they thought Indiana Jones was gonna be picked. Was gonna be like was gonna get big again, and so they were anticipating it, and then it
yeah,
just didn't happen.
I mean, it is an evergreen property. Like, it'll be around forever, so it's not a horrible, but it is probably the least relevant it has ever been
Yeah.
in this current era. So that's kind of interesting. But I don't think it's like for instance, as someone who loves Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think that is a good choice to put in a Disney park, and it is an evergreen property. That thing's only 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
So like, who knows? I think it's a good choice. I think it's fine, but like, I don't know. Indiana Jones has been around for 50 years, and it's still fairly relevant. So I think it's not a bad idea.
I don't think it is. Like, I don't think like I'm totally for it. I mean, I love the Indiana Jones property. I guess my question is like I'm just like, why are we placing it where it is? I
Yeah.
get why they are because it's very money oriented choice, and you can tell.
Uh-huh.
Same ride system. It's they don't have to change too much. They just have to change those show scenes. You know,
Yeah.
they're not having to ground up build a new ride. It's all very money conscious choice. We already have one like it over in Disneyland, so we already know how to do it. We just we'll do it over there.
And it
Instead of
feels
taking the time to be creative and actually updating their current dinosaur attraction, because they never put any work into it. They
yeah.
just put no work into it all the time. It was always shutting down. The animatronics never worked, and when people never went on it because of that, they just like, oh well, it's because no one wants to go on it. It's like you don't update it.
Yeah. And it feels like something that people have theorized for years happening, right?
Hmm.
I think there's always been kind of a, I wonder if they'll return this to Indiana Jones, and then they're like, let's give them what the fans want. But it's not really. I think people just theorize. I don't think anyone's been clamoring for it. You know?
Yeah, and especially if they could like, I think no everyone's gonna miss the dinosaur section of it because it was one of the core parts of the park.
Yeah, but like even, I mean, I will say that it was kind of weird to go through beautiful Animal Kingdom and all of a sudden you're in a carnival
Well, I get that, but like I feel like they could have just redone the dinosaur section.
and made it an actual dinosaur
Yeah,
section.
make it something more faithful to the park. Make it something more like fitting in, which so then you can honor what the park has, with the original sections of the park. Because in the original sections of the park, they have the past, the present, and and fantasy.
Yeah.
Um, and dinosaurs just not being there is going to be like, well, that's a big chunk of the Animal Kingdom's history. That's going to be referenced everywhere in the park with the little details. That's just
Like,
not going to be there anymore. Huh?
like it's tough to be a bug.
Yeah, where it's. I mean, it's tough to be a bug. Is like I don't care that got changed, even though it got changed to be somehow worse. It's like
Yeah,
I don't really. It wasn't one of the things where I'm like, oh my gosh, I like
but
need
like
it.
dinosaurs are classic, yeah, so it's sad.
It's like it's a classic, and it fits within the theme of theme of the park. I mean, Zootopia. I don't know I forget what the theme of it was. Was it still somehow animal conservation,
Uh,
or is it just literally just we're animals?
Zootopia just were animals. I actually think fundamentally, the Zootopia attraction being there is like doesn't thematically fit because like the whole thing about Animal Kingdom is that it's about the circle of life, right? And
Yeah.
how like animals have to like do certain things in order to survive. But like that entire thing's talking to you about how like yeah, there's a food chain and things get eaten and things die and
Hmm.
things regrow and things repopulate. Kind of like the whole Lion King thing, right?
Yeah.
And in Zootopia, like the queue line's literally telling you like we're all coexisting together,
Oh, right.
harmony, and we're all furries or whatever. Like for me personally, I think because look, Zootopia is a now close to $2 billion franchise. It's crazy. Like it's bigger than Frozen at this point, right?
Hmm.
Um, so of course you're going to want to incorporate quite possibly your biggest property within the Disney parks. Now, Zootopia is a bigger property overseas than it is over here, even though it's pretty relevant here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why Shanghai Disney has its own Zootopia section.
Right, but that goes hard.
Yeah.
Like that goes hard because
Yeah.
it's actually planned for its theming versus like what you said. It's Disney in the Americas right now, at least for my problem, at least at this specifically at Disney World a lot, but also it's happening at Disneyland now, is their willingness to not look at the big picture when it comes to their parks. They're
Yeah.
using their parks like almost like scrapbooks. Almost like we're just going to take this apart and place this and this will be convenient for us because we need to get this in there. Versus trying to look at a whole park by its whole entire creative design and thinking, okay, does this really fit in what this park's trying to tell us? Because that's what Disney was so much above and greater than a lot of the people. You know, like in Universal, than, you know, everybody else was that everything that Disney did had a reason that connected to the whole story as a whole.
Yeah.
That it doesn't do anymore. So now it's just literally saying, okay, we need to use Zootopia. We made so much money from it. It has animals. Let's place it in Animal Kingdom. That makes sense because it has animals in it. But then you think, like you said, Animal Kingdom's about the real Animal Kingdom. Like the actual physical world that we live in. Not what the animated characters live in. It's telling the world we live in and how we can help our current animal climate, as well as teaching kids like what the circle of life is, how animals help each other in this world, how our basically our world functions, not how an animated world functions, where their animals are creating their own utopia, Zootopia.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like Disney's lost the plot completely.
Well, so what I'll say, if you incorporate Zootopia into a Disney park, I think the way to make it work in Animal Kingdom, since you're like, ooh, Zootopia, animals, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do the Epic Universe thing and make it a portal.
Yeah.
Like if you walk through a portal and you're like, you are entering a fictionalized version of what this animal utopia could be. This is Zootopia, and then you enter back, you go, but this is what animal conservation actually is. I think you could pull it off. I really do.
Yeah, if they took a lot of thought into it, I think what Animal Kingdom did with Pandora was it's like the perfect IP incorporation. I mean, I think pretty well we've discussed this before. I mean, now this episode is just going to be us discussing Animal Kingdom in general. But it puts the IP in there, but it's not. It's more. It's still Animal Kingdom. You go in there, it doesn't have just a giant change of scenery. It's literally just an extension of the park, while also keeping that idea of we need to protect wildlife, even fantasy wildlife, and literally it double downs on the circle of life too.
Yes.
In the attractions,
it's perfect integration. Even though I do think also Zootopia. Look, if we look at Hollywood studios now and just admit that it's Disney's garage because that's what it is. Put Zootopia where Monsters Inc. is supposed to be. Make it a world. It makes more idea as a world than Monsters Inc. It just does.
Do you know what weirdly it would fit in?
What?
Weirdly. Not Epcot.
Yeah.
Community of Tomorrow. They're creating a Zootopia. Like, we can even create a community just full of animals that have different biases and have different... We're trying to get over the circle of life and live together. That's Epcot. That's
like a future Zootopia of tomorrow, where everyone's racist.
It's like you have other places. It's hard because when you're creating it, Disney's put themselves into this hole where they're primarily an IP. They care so much more about their animated, about their movies and TV shows than they do about creating their own new stuff in the parks, because they want it to be an endless cycle. They want you to watch the movies so you can go to the parks and watch the same things over and over and over again.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, like, how many things can we-
entertain ourselves to death, right? You go to one thing, you see, oh, I know that character, and then you go see the same exact thing. Like, they could just show the Zootopia It's Tough to Be a Bug show. Like, they could just do that screen and send it on everyone at home, and they could create their own 4D effects and have the same experience.
Yeah, essentially.
And it's like, why pay all this money to go see the same things over and over again?
When you could spend 40 miles an hour creating G-forces with Zootopia. Zootopia.
This is around to Zootopia. Now, we were supposed to talk about Indiana Jones, but anyways, this all connects back to Indiana Jones, saying
Well,
that
it's
if
saying that,
we were to create an Indiana Jones attraction, I think the way I would do it is not just, I mean, the dinosaurs is funny, but in a realistic sense, if I had if I was an Imagineer, if I was a lead on an Imagineer and said you have to use Indiana Jones in this park, you must. This is how I would connect it. I would connect it via, obviously you have to keep animal conservation in the circle of life. Well, what does Indiana Jones do? He's a professor at college. So, I think it'd be interesting if there was some sort of like a professor or something. It doesn't even have to, it has to be Indiana Jones of some sort. But you could use archaeology as a way to say this was the circle of life, you know. We could even relate this back to dinosaurs, right? We could even have your idea of having dinosaurs come in where it's the fantastical bit, but saying like, hey, these are back in the same period. This still the circle of life and things were all the way back then, too. And you start learning about maybe a lot more about archaeological evidence about how not only do animals have a circle of life, but also humans do too. And like maybe discuss I don't know, like how societies would crumble and fall.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just trying. It's hard to explain this, but like I feel like a good way to do it is to have some sort of a professor class talk about those ideas and themes, and then have the ride basically going, we're going to go on a archaeological dig.
You know, it'd be fun.
Huh.
If in the pre-show, it's like, here to help us is Bill Nye the Science Guy. Like, an expected dinosaur. He's like, hello, guys. Me and Ellen here today to talk to you about. But yeah, it could start on an archaeological dig for dinosaur bones.
So that's what I'm thinking, is that like there's a reason as to why we're going on an archaeological field trip to do to look at like for dinosaur bones. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere you learn that there's some ancient tablet that's reanimating the corpses of dinosaurs.
That would be awesome.
But no, it'd be cool if it was just bones of dinosaurs. Yeah. Like it wasn't like the full flesh. Like imagine like animatronics of just bones, like skeletons of dinosaurs chasing you.
Tony Baxter would be down for that, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yo.
I mean, I would love it. Like, I mean, like the dinosaurs that don't have the like, or just like have all the flesh on it, they look really cool and all that stuff. But I think it'd look even more realistic if you just have the like straight up just the skeletons chasing you.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool. But I guess that's all. We're about 20 minutes in. We should probably start on our other one. But is there any lasting ideas that you have for the Indiana Jones attraction? Before we move on.
There might be a scene where it feels like you go into an airplane and then you see a snake and it's like snakes, not the snakes, because we're gonna have to be like, man, we gotta figure out where to put one animal in here. That's my prediction. You'll have a scene with a snake.
That makes sense. They're gonna have the snake exhibit. They're gonna have a whole snake exhibit place down there.
But the whole thing is the fact that Indiana Jones hates snakes.
Yeah, and it's like, it's. In all the movies, there's a lot of destruction of the environment and raiding places that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like, is this really environmentally conscious? Dude, are you gonna do Nazi meet and greets because it's freaking 1942 or whatever?
Melting face meet and greets,
yeah,
you know?
Oh my gosh.
Well, now let's talk about Figment.
So our idea for this, I think, is a banger. I think this is a good banger right here.
I'm gonna say right here, Disney, if you take this idea, all we want confiscated each is $100,000
I would no, $100,000 in a job.
and a job. Yeah, and a job. I'll take that too.
I
Yeah.
was like, please let me fix your parks. Like,
Um,
please.
we make Kevin CEO of the company.
Yeah, dude, and you'll be I don't know. You'll be at Mission Space.
Remember?
You'll be at Mission Space again.
Yeah.
I don't want to be CEO. That's too much work. I just want to be in somewhat of the management of what they're doing over there. Because man, dude, somebody needs to be better at it.
Why did I think of the CEO of Sex name?
The frick Ned whatever, not Ned Flanders. That's
Oh
it.
no, what was
Honestly, he is too.
that?
His name is Ned something. Ned.
Flattery or something? No,
I forget what it is. Yeah, that guy. He got into it and he was like, I don't know how this started, but it's funny. I was like, yeah, dude.
I don't know.
Maybe we should do a theme park ride based off that.
Yeah, we should.
Anyways, enough sidetracking. Our pitch for the new and improved Imagination Pavilion. And Brett started off our brainstorming by talking about is it a comic book or graphic novel?
Yeah, it is I mean, it started off as like a 5-issue series, but it is a graphic novel collected of the Figment comic that was produced by Marvel about now over 10 years ago. I feel like I'm ancient, but yeah. I read through the whole series when I was younger, and I was kind of obsessed with it for a second. I loved it. So, but the thing about the Figment comic is it's a very different interpretation of what Figment has ever been. The Dreamfinder is kind of like this young guy, kind of this Timothée Chalamet looking dude. And it has this like big, larger than life like steampunk aesthetic to it. So they're trying to kind of make it an epic. And I also think like if they wanted to take that and make that into like a Figment movie, that would work too. There's a Figment movie. It's not still in development by Seth Rogen or something.
Is it?
I thought so.
I think it'd be cool if it was the case if you had like a Roger Rabbit type thing where like he's animated but there's live action actors.
It would work.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Seth?
He's working on the Muppets right now. He's too much. He's already biting on more than he can chew with the Muppets, dude. He's taking on a legendary franchise. He can't screw up.
Yeah, that is true.
If he screws up, that's gonna make you really sad.
I know. Well, I have all confidence in him. He's been killing it lately. I thought the studio was hilarious series. I really loved it. What he did with the Ninja Turtles is fantastic. So I have all confidence in the world he's gonna kill the Muppets. I mean, like, good way.
Kill it. Yeah, be great at it. But going back to the topic at hand, so you were discussing that it was a steampunk era that was kind of like a young Dreamfinder trying to invent, and Figment would kind of like obviously be the figment of imagination and inspire ideas to him.
The Dreamfinder's the new CEO of Sex.
Dude, he has been.
Yeah.
He's a CFO. CFO.
Yeah.
He's funding it. No, CCO, Chief Creative Officer. That's what he is. He's the Chief Creative Officer.
Yeah.
Or whatever, whatever that's called.
Quote unquote imagination.
Yeah.
But we know what that really is.
So our idea, based kind of off that, is that we're going to kind of repurpose the Imagination Pavilion to be a steampunk era land, like area over there, that the ride would take place actually in the past, and you could have a portal system or something similar to that when you go in the land or something like that, something that explains as to why you're going in the past, and we'll explain why we're going back in the past at a later point. But you are basically going on into the attraction, because there's not much else to the Imagination Pavilion other than the theater right next to it. So it's just the ride and the theater right next to it. So the ride, you're going into there's ads all over the place for the first interventions ever to exist, and there's a whole entire show of all these new technologies that are coming out. and you go into the past to that first Inventions. Because if you don't know, Inventions was a building that would be that was an Epcot before they decided to make it into what? Now it's just a Mickey and Friends meet and greet,
Yeah, I think
and there's
so.
like nothing in there. They just like are nothing in there. So it was a um what was I going off with this? It was a building where they would have new inventions of the future that were constantly kind of rotating. Um, are you with me, Brett?
Yes.
You're staring off into space.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would constantly rotate and would have new stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And so that was very on theme of Epcot until they got rid of it and they said, no, we don't want it anymore. Mickey's going to be in here now.
The mouse himself. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And so now we're going to kind of go back in time to the first Innovations to honor that building's legacy in Epcot. And this whole entire area is basically legacy of Epcot.
Yeah. I think that would be really cool because, number one, Epcot's been kind of baiting us for years about nostalgia for Epcot. Like, remember that whole show where they played the Food Rocks music and the Horizon Tour? Like, they've been kind of teasing us anyways. This would be the perfect opportunity for them to incorporate that classic Epcot feel, and especially with the test track, the new test track, definitely shows that they're playing with that, right? And so, for this to be, I think it would just be like filled with references, right? You go in and you can even make it. You can kind of frame it as the 1964 World's Fair in a way, kind of like that's a lot of where a lot of these rides originated for Disney. But it's like steampunk, alternative fictional future that forms the idea and foundations of Epcot. We talked about in the pre-show, or not the pre-show, even in the line. We could have a living character, a part of the Living Characters Initiative, Defunctland shout out, with the robotic butler from Horizons, and we could just like talk to him, and he'd give you ideas and stuff. You could bring him back. Even in the ride itself, I really do think there has to be a point where we're like pass by Food Rocks and they're all like rocking out at one of the like booths.
Yeah.
For the convention.
So explain that a little further. The Dreamfinder, we're basically doing a whole entire idea that the Dreamfinder was creating these inventions with Figment. So you go in the queue and it's the first inventions and you see all these inventions that currently make up Epcot.
Yeah.
So you go into the queue and it's just basically almost like a Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind type, like we're like a display, right? Like a whole entire like not a museum, but like a what Inventions was. A showcase. That's the word I'm looking for. A showcase of all the Dreamfinder's inventions, but the Dreamfinder's inventions happen to be stuff you recognize from previous Epcot.
Yeah.
So you'll see, like, you'll go through the line, you'll see the robot butler, you'll see really early inventions for Soren, the Soren swings equipment.
Okay.
You'll see
them taking over land for the World Showcase.
Huh?
Them taking over people's land for the World Showcase.
Oh yeah. Maybe you'll see documents of him talking to other countries, asking on their behalf to represent them or something.
Yeah,
maybe you'll find like
genocide would be necessary. Just remake.
Maybe you'll find like an early version of the Smellitzer.
Oh yeah,
that'd be kind of fun. Like just meta things like that. Maybe you'll find early concepts of how like the whatchamacallit, the what am I thinking? Living with the Land. How like there's a couple of those original like food tanks where like you have like the vines hanging down and they grow like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like I forget what that is. Like I forget what they were, but they're like you have the different ways they grow food and how they create a sustainable. Like there's just all these different inventions that the Dreamfinder has created. These are the first iterations of them because this is the first inventions, and you're going throughout this, and you're like, wow, this is really cool because it's almost like this core character Figment in the Dreamfinder of Epcot was kind of behind a lot of what you see.
You can even see them creating the X1 and the X2 ships.
Yeah, or something like that, or like something that's like similar to that. Maybe it's like because it's 1960s. World's Fair. I mean, you could even like it could be like an early version of a rocket ship. You know what I mean, or something
Yeah.
like that. You could have, and you can have a couple of the same optical illusions that that Figment has had in there. Maybe you could have, um, different stuff. I'm trying to think like the little butterfly optical illusion somewhere in the queue where like you can see that stuff, or like the upside down room is somewhere in there, or like one room
The,
or something like that, where it's like you see of everything of what makes up Epcot.
and you have a flying Figment animatronic in the queue line.
Hmm.
If you'll pick like one every 200 guests, you'll just bite them in the throat.
Maybe also I'm just coming up with ideas. Maybe also have the first world's test dummy,
Oh,
like
yeah,
in there for like a reference to early one test track,
yeah,
where it's like it's just it's basically a love letter to Epcot's history.
yeah. We could have ooh, in the World's Fair, we have the three Caballeros as well, running around messing with the dimensions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the original? Because you could have even reference to like Maelstrom. You could have like a book of like Norse mythology and
Mhm.
Scandinavian lore or like Scandinavian culture just somewhere.
And in the very back of one of the scenes, you just see that troll hanging out with those eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kinda great.
And you're like, wow, this is really cool. And then finally you get onto the ride, and what you've been leading up to is the big reveal. Basically, the Dreamfinder's biggest attraction.
Costco, sorry.
And then you get Costco wholesale, dude. And you get on the ride vehicle. I think it'd be funny if it was like welcome to my biggest event that I have or whatever, and you pull in front of this giant curtain, and then it opens up and like nothing's there, and you're like, what? And
It's
Figment,
like-
it's something Figment would do, because you could have like the playful personality of Figment where he messes up stuff,
yeah.
and he was like, what did you do with my invention or whatever? And Figment goes something to the effect of like, use your imagination more. That invention was worth nothing because he was about to invent the atomic bomb or something like that, and then Figment stopped it. and then basically you
Here it's a nuclear bomb.
yeah. And basically you have to go on a mission to try to imagine up the next best invention.
What if the whole ride was empty and it's like use your imagination to make the ride? They almost kind of did that with the second iteration.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And so you're going out throughout this ride, and you're following a young Dreamfinder and Figment, trying to come up with the biggest, greatest invention.
Yeah.
And so maybe you're going past all these different ideas that have been scrapped, that are maybe references to Horizon or references to food, or Body Wars, or what was it? What was that one called?
Food rocks.
Food Rocks.
Body Wars.
Body Wars is wild.
That is wild.
You could have like, basically it's just a love letter to Epcot and going through all these different ideas that the Dreamfinders had, and the big reveal at the end was the big idea that he decided to do is he's like, why don't I just put all my ideas together to create one idea? And then lore drop, Dreamfinder is the creator of Epcot,
Yeah.
the park that you're in.
And when you get off the ride, you see his dead body.
I think it'd be nice. And also like it's like you learn that the Dreamfinder is mainly the creator of pretty much everything that's there, and that it's almost kind of like an allegory for Walt Disney, because he wanted to create this thing that just never, he had this big idea. Because the Dreamfinder really was kind of Walt Disney in a lot of ways. He was very creative, always was trying something new, always was ahead of the times, was always kind of doing that, and he always had his little figment of imagination, which I'm sure was Mickey Mouse at the time. It was something that's like, his original little baby.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a little bit like that, and so it'd be kind of a very unique ride that you'd go on. That's almost like, you don't really go on many rides that explain the history of the park you're in. You know what I mean? Even if it's a fictional history, like it still would be cool from a lore sense to people who really care about Epcot, and people would freak out over that.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, I think number one, people would just be like obsessed with this if it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
people.
also would like at the end of the attraction, maybe the big shining thing would be like at the end of the attraction, it isn't like inside you. Like part of the attraction goes outside, and he's like, "This is the big invention that I created," and it like and it shows like a like on. So that's how I explain this. So the last show scene of the ride is like, "This is the giant creation I'm creating, Epcot," and it's like a small model with the big spaceship Earth, and then on the ride you go through like a teleporter that transports you right back to the to the normal time, and then you just basically almost like a little people mover, and you go around the park looking at all the inventions in modern time,
Yeah,
and it's like this is how this became, you know, what I created.
and it would be like all like inspirational and euphoric, and people would be like, I gotta go out there and do a good thing.
Yeah,
And afterwards, you go on Frozen and be like, oh,
and you explain and he explains like this park, you know, isn't exactly what I wanted it to be, but at the same time, this park is more than just a theme park.
yeah.
It's I want to inspire the future generations to create new technologies to help us progress as a society further.
I did want to create a hellscape where I controlled the entire land and the temperature, and everyone did every day under a giant dome, but they wouldn't let me do it.
Let me do it. And then it's like his just really inspirational speech at the end. He's like, I just want people to go create technologies to help us succeed as a society, and that we're gonna help each other. And then immediately right after that, there's a 24-hour session of Italian brain rot, AI brain rot.
This is what happens when the free market gets too far.
Yeah.
Uh,
But that's our idea for a Figment ride. We would think I think it would go great. I think it would be fun to have a ride that explained the background of a theme park that you're in.
I'm so sorry. I just thought you're like. So make sure to focus on your imagination. Go out there and live a good. And the swelling Epcot music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go out there and live your best life, and go dream, and go use your imagination to create a better tomorrow. It stops. We are Dream Finder. Your imagination.
We are a dream finder. That is Figment.
We fight for imagination. We honor Walt Disney.
We are Walt Disney. Go ride Frozen. We spent more money on it.
Buy a lounge fly for $75.99. We are Dream
We just invested 2.1 billion in AI.
That's so good.
Yeah. Is there anything else you kind of want to add to this? Is there anything else we should add to this? I mean, this is a really serious ride. Like, this is something that's like, this is like, people would absolutely go crazy for this thing. Because I know it would, a lot of people who enjoy Epcot like it for not Frozen.
Yeah.
Usually people like Epcot because of Spaceship Earth, Living with the Land, Soarin', Test Track, like new Test Track. Like, people like Epcot because of the futuristic and the way Epcot feels. People want to go there not to go see their favorite characters all the time. They want to go there because they want to get Epcot.
Well, I don't know about you guys. Every time I go to Epcot, I'm like, I gotta go to the Beauty and the Beast like show. The
freaking sing-along show with the ride stop.
First thing I gotta do. I gotta rope drop that.
Oh, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I know, I mean, I'm sorry, but when I think Epcot, I don't think Remy's.
Yeah. Even though I do love Remy.
Yeah, it's like people want Epcot to be Epcot, and I think this would. I'm hoping that's what they're gonna go for in the future. Here is that they're just gonna embrace traditional Epcot, which I hope that's the case.
Yeah.
But I guess that's our idea for it. Is there anything else you want to add before we, do a little bit of signing off here?
Go live your dreams. Go imagine.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Just do it. Dude, that's been out for so long. People are going back to it and thinking, "Wait, this actually goes hard."
Yeah.
They're like double backing. People are making fun of him this long time, and now he's like, "Wait, this actually makes sense now. This is actually cool, not stupid."
Yeah. Whoa. Actually,
Literally, it's gone full
Pound
circle.
Puff is based in Red.
Yeah.
Yar.
Yar.
Next week we're doing cruise ships.
I hope so. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, we're all over the place today. It's like, but thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed our idea for Figment. And Disney, if you steal our idea, please hire us at least.
Yeah.
We want jobs.
At least give me a kiss on the cheek, Disney.
Oh yeah, dude. Bring Disney back from the dead just to give you a kiss on the cheek.
Oh, I just meant like the company, like the castle.
Oh, the castle, because the castle's the real CEO of the company.
Honestly.
Epcot Ball's the new CEO.
Epcot Ball, but with BAWLZ. Epcot Bowels. That